Alright, so this video here is in response to the Khan Academy assignment about interpreting change in exponentials with manipulation. Alright, so the idea here is we're going to need to use our exponent rules to try to rearrange this thing so that we can answer the questions they're asking about here. So we've got an equation here. It says m of t equals 0.97 to the 7t plus 5. All right, we're going to try to rearrange this so it's just, we have maybe this a times b to the x exponential model that we were working with before. So we're going to have to deal with this exponent and modify it and change it so it looks a little nicer for us. Okay, so I'm going to walk us through the hints here and see if we can get a feel for how Khan Academy helps us with those things. So the first thing you're going to do is going to give us the video. So this will refer you back to the video that was assigned to try to help you out with that thing. Sometimes it'll go with what exactly the problem you got, sometimes it doesn't. All right, so let's look at our first hint here. It says in order to find the factor by which the mass is multiplied every week, we have to rewrite the base model function. Its exponent is just t. So that's what I was talking about, using our exponent rules to rearrange this thing. All right, so second hint. Let's rewrite this. All right, so you have to the 7t plus 5. So remember the first thing was if you're adding exponents, it means you were multiplying. So they split the adding up into multiplying. So now I've got 0.97 to the 7t times 0.97 to the 5th. This part here is just a constant. All right, that's actually not going to matter for us anymore. That's like your a, or your initial value in your exponential model. This is going to show us what it's changing by. And you notice the next thing they did was they rearranged this. You're multiplying two exponents. Remember, that was your power to a power rule. So now you're going to have 0.97 to the 7th, all right, which is, again, just a number, to the t power. So this right here is to the t. That's going to be my multiplier, all right? So then, if I'm still not sure, actually it goes further here. So if I do 0.97 to the 7th, okay, 0.81, that's my multiplier here. All right, so if I'm still stuck, let's take a look at the last hint here. So basically, I'll show you what this would have looked like if they'd rewritten it out. I had 0.97 to the 7th to the t and 0.97 to the 5th. All right, so that turned into 0.81 to the t and 0.97 to the 5th. If I use my calculator here, so I have 0.97 to the 5th, hit enter, oops, 0.97 to the 5th, that's, well, I guess you can't see because of the lighting there. There we go. So we'll say that's about 0.858, but that was just a constant here. I don't care about that. I just care about this. That's what was to the t. All right, so again, what you need to do is, you start back from the beginning, you have this to some power. You can ignore this plus part actually, that doesn't matter. All right, so then if I take this and rearrange it with my exponent rules here, this will give me my new multiplier here. So now if I just take 0.97 to the 7th, figure that out, which was 0.81 according to them. Okay, now notice I used hints, so it's not giving me credit for it. That's fine. Again, if I do this once or twice and then, I get a feel for it, I can retry the assignment and then do better on it the second time around. Let's see if I can find, okay, this was the other type of question that they were throwing at you. This is almost kind of backwards now. So here what they do is they give me this fraction, and they want me to figure out the speed for this other fraction. Well, if you notice, 1/2 is a power of 1 over 64 is actually a power of 1/2. That would be 1/2 to the 5th. I know that because 2 to the 5th is 64. So let's see what the hints they have here for us. So again, they're going to tell me to look at the video first. The video may or may not even have anything to do with this example. But, okay, I'll get my first hint. And it kind of tells me that, hey, look, 1/2 is the same as, or losing 1/2 is the same as being multiplied by 1/2 of what? So we want to turn this 1 over 64 into 1/2 of something. So my next hint says, hey, if I look at 1/2, 1 over 64, oops, I guess I was wrong with the 5th power, it's to the 6th. So now I've got 1/2 to the 6th to the t instead of the 1 over 64. So now I'm looking at this. So I've turned 1 over 64 into 1 over half to the 6th. Okay. So then, see here, the bacterial culture loses 1/2 of its size, increased by 1, which happens each time t increases by 1/6. All right, so basically it's kind of going the opposite way now. I've got 1/2 to the 6 t here, but the original one was 1 over 64 to the just t. So I've got to look at how do I get rid of this 6, basically? Well, I divide by 6. So if I take 1 and divide by 6, or 1/6, that will give me my 0.17 here. So that's going to tell me how fast it takes to just do a half instead of 1/64th. So if I look at my last hint here, let me. So 1/2 takes 0.17 seconds, again, because I turned this 1 over 64 into 1/2 to the 6th. So to get rid of that 6, I divide by 6 or take 1/6 of it. I believe in another one, you're actually going to do it the opposite way. You're going to have something being divided by a number. Well, to get rid of it, you would multiply it by it. All right, so I hope this helped. Look at this video once or twice. Try a couple of them. Again, if you need help, send me an email or see me on Google Meet.